Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Now you guys know I've been telling you guys I'm going to do this video for quite some time. I actually just got done piecing it together. Just got back from work. 1 second. I just got done piecing it just now when I got back from work. As you guys know, I've grown up on wrestling. As I told you guys, my first ever pay-per-view I ever watched from WWE was WrestleMania 17. Now, if you got that's your first ever introduction to wrestling, and WrestleMania 17 was your first ever introduction to wrestling, which was mine. I mean, that was a great time. So this list here, I mean, I'm keeping it current. I'm not one of the great, like, oh my god, I know WrestleMania 1, 2, 3, or any of those old school manias. I've gone back and watched some of them, like WrestleMania 14. I've gone back and watched, but really nothing. I'll say even past WrestleMania 14, I have watched. Below that, nothing. I've not watched 13, 12, and none of that stuff. So this is my list. It's going to be some matches that you probably know about, some you probably have never watched, but it's my list. It's my top 10. So sit back. We're going to break down even the matches I'm going to break down for you, like why I have them in my top 10 and reason why. So it's going to be a very interesting list for you guys to go through. Like, really, bro? That's on your list? Yeah, it's on my list. So catch you guys back here in a moment. Alright guys, welcome back. As I told you, this is going to be strictly my list. It's going to be a very interesting list, and for me going back and putting like my top 10 matches, it really shows me how WWE is really just going through the motion of WrestleMania. Like, just like, oh, it's WrestleMania. They're going to watch it because it's WrestleMania. Like, just going back, I'm like, no, that show sucked. There was nothing good on that show. That show was okay, but not a great match. I'm like, that's in my top 10. That show, oh, it had something, but it had one great match, and that was it. Like, me going back through the Manias, I'll give you guys a quick update. There's nothing from WrestleMania 30 on my list. 31, nothing from my list. 32, nothing from my list. WrestleMania 29, nothing on my list. WrestleMania 27, nothing on my list. 26, nothing on my list. So you just see me going down like, that show was So it's just really showing me like how WWE's like, it's WrestleMania. They're going to watch it regardless. That's not a great business decision now either, people. So, not just because it's just WrestleMania. You got to go back and... Now, there's some matches I had on my list that were honorable mentions. For example, Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, WrestleMania 21 was a honorable mention match on my list. Money in the Bank match from WrestleMania 24, honorable mention. WrestleMania 26, there was a match which I had honorable mention. Edge versus Chris Jericho, WrestleMania 26 was an honorable mention. It's just the outcome of the match. That was a really good ass match. Let's just get right now and break down my top 10 WrestleMania matches. Start number 10. Randy Orton versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 21. Now, me as a young kid, I wanted Randy Orton to win so bad. I think this is the time The Undertaker was what? WrestleMania 18, he was 10-0. WrestleMania 19, he was 10-0. So Undertaker was 12-0 going to this match against Randy Orton. Now, this is when Randy Orton was the Legend Killer gimmick where he like spit in the face of Harley Race. He beat Mick Foley, I believe, at Backlash. And one of the best, I think was it a street fight? I think it was a street fight. But Randy Orton versus Mick Foley was a great street fight. This is when Randy Orton was the Legend Killer, when he was really ruthless, and you're like, damn, bro. So going into this match again, I wanted Randy Orton to win, but this was like one of the first times. Well, again, Undertaker the last couple years, before this, he had faced people that you're like, matches were kind of bad. So you had Ric Flair, Undertaker, WrestleMania 18, which was a good match. Then you go to 19, where you face Big Show and A-Train, one of the worst WrestleMania matches of all time. Then you go to WrestleMania 20, where he faces Kane, when he's got the resurrection of the Dead Man gimmick. That match was, it wasn't great. It was And then you get to finally a good match with The Undertaker. It broke a record of bad matches. So, Undertaker versus Randy Orton. I mean, that's one of the best spots you ever see from a RKO. I think Undertaker went up for a choke slam, and midair, Randy Orton countered it into an RKO. Like, literally, I thought, oh shit, Randy Orton's gonna beat The Undertaker. He's gonna beat The Undertaker. But it was a great, hard-hitting match, and this led to, throughout the year of, I think Randy Orton faced Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. I believe he did. Now, you can comment down below, but I believe Randy Orton did face The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match later on down the line that year. So, this was a great match. Number 9. Now, this is the only John Cena match on my list of people. And it's not John Cena's fault either. It's just that he's had a bad string of not great opponents. You go through John Cena's list of WrestleMania matches. He's not had that one great opponent besides Shawn Michaels. Now, you can say, just go back through it. Triple H, WrestleMania 22 was okay. I'm trying to think of who Cena's faced at WrestleMania. He just had bad luck against bad opponents that were not great. So, yeah, I mean, even think Bray Wyatt was okay. Rusev, Undertaker last year was a quick squash match. I mean, look through John Cena's history of WrestleMania. He's not had nobody great. I mean, you could say The Rock, but The Rock was not in his prime at WrestleMania 28. So, he just had bad luck. But him versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 23. Come on. You start off with the badass entrance, breaking the glass at Ford Field with the freaking Mustang. You even had a person run in the ring after the announcements. Like, he literally ran in the ring and got arrested. One of Jim Ross's best time ever saying, whoa, what was that? But, Michaels versus Cena. I think John Cena got busted open. Was it John? No, it was Shawn Michaels who got busted open in this match. Great match overall. John Cena's best WrestleMania match ever is against Shawn Michaels. No shocker there, people. Good match. Definitely go back and watch it. And that was an okay WrestleMania. It was an okay WrestleMania. I mean, you had Batista versus Undertaker. Yes, we had the battle of the billionaires, and a good underrated Money in the Bank ladder match. Very good underrated Money in the Bank ladder match on that show too. We get to number 8. You can see the theme here, people. This is why he's called Mr. WrestleMania. Number 8, Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair from WrestleMania 24. Now, in WWE eyes, this was Ric Flair's. If he loses, it's his last match. So Vince McMahon had brought up a storyline of Ric Flair saying, whenever you lose your next match, it's your last match. Like, it's your retirement. You have to retire. So Ric Flair had a storyline of where he was facing people. If he loses, he has to retire. So this led to Ric Flair challenging Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 24. So, there's a great emotion. This is when Orlando Citrus Bowl had this is back then when WWE actually cared about their sets. So it was a great theme set up at WrestleMania 24. I like the theme set. And then under the lights, Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. Overall, this is a great match. I mean, storytelling, two of the best of all times to do it. Number 8 on my list, Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. Okay, number 7. I know this is probably be some controversy, but this is the only time I actually like their match at WrestleMania 19 better than the WrestleMania 17 match. Now, to me, I just loved Hollywood Rock. I mean, come on, guys. Just go online, look up Hollywood Rock promos. This is when The Rock was just... I love the Hollywood Rock, man. Rock versus Austin, WrestleMania 19. Again, this is Stone Cold's last match ever. Can you believe that, people? Austin's last match was WrestleMania 19. At least he went out in style, people. He went out in style against The Rock. I just like the overall... It's not the best wrestling match between The Rock and Austin. They had better matches. Yes, they have better matches. But overall, just the psychology, the funniness of the match. You had The Rock trying on Austin's jacket. You had the Stone Cold doing rock bottoms. You had The Rock doing Stone Cold stunners. And this was a build-up theme of The Rock has never beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania. Whenever they faced, never ever. It's a good little match. Again, I like this better than WrestleMania 17 match, but overall, funny, great match. I mean, again, Austin's last WrestleMania match ever. Can you guys believe that? Damn. Number 6. 1 second. Gotta take a quick water break here, people. Number 6. The first ever Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, I actually did not look up the participants, but I guarantee you I can probably go off the top of my head, and I think I remember. Let's see if I can remember. Shelton Benjamin, Chris Jericho, Edge, Kane, Chris Benoit. Again, this is off the top of my head, people. This is me off the top of my head. And I think Christian. Damn it, I'm right. This is off the top of my head. I was just guessing. This is off the top of my head. I believe that's the 6th participant. You guys can quote me down below. This is off the top of my head. Again, this is when Shelton Benjamin was like literally breaking out. This is where, if you're ever going to have a first ever black WWE champion, you thought Shelton Benjamin had a damn chance back in the day at this time. Yeah, again, listen to those competitors. And actually, Chris Jericho actually made up this match. So, kudos to Chris Jericho for the idea. Chris Jericho actually made up the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, here you had Edge winning. This is, oh my God, can you believe that? Going back to this day, Edge winning actually was probably like, I wanted actually Shelton Benjamin to win at the time. As a young whippersnapper, I wanted Shelton Benjamin to win, but he didn't win. Yeah, that led to Edge cashing in his Money in the Bank later down the line against John Cena at, I believe, New Year's Revolution. Damn, look at that. New Year's Revolution was a pay-per-view that Edge cashed in on John Cena. This is when Cena had won the Elimination Chamber and Edge cashed in. I was like, again, at the time, you could cash in anytime, any moment. I don't know why WWE does not bring back the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I mean, no, not pay-per-view. Money in the Bank ladder match to WrestleMania. For example, you could use it this year. Like, look, you probably have Samoa Joe, Finn Balor. This is randomly guess if we could put some people in it. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe. Who else is not being used? Mustafa Ali probably. Kevin Owens. Braun Strowman. And I'm trying to throw somebody else in there. Let's just say Bobby Roode. If that was your participants for the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania, that'd be a fire-ass match. Yet we're going to have probably Fatal 4-Way U.S. title match. Kevin Owens in the Battle Royal. Who knows, man? But they should bring it back to WrestleMania. Again, these gimmick pay-per-views do not need to exist. That's why I can't wait for Triple H to take over. There'll be no more TLC. There'll be no more Hell in a Cell. And there'll probably be no more Money in the Bank. Because Triple H thinks logically. So, when he does take over next year, probably, we can abolish those pay-per-views. Number 5. This was very tough because when I was going through 1 through 5, I was like, this could go either order. This could go either order, flip-flop, whatever. The end of an era match, which was supposed to be end of the era, but Undertaker kept wrestling. Triple H kept wrestling. Shawn Michaels down to retirement, but at the time being, you thought it was the end of the era. Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. Triple H versus The Undertaker. Their best match ever. Don't at me. It is their best match ever. WrestleMania 17 does not hold a candlestick to this shit here. Triple H versus Undertaker. Michaels special guest referee. Hell in a Cell. The first ever, and I guess the only ever, Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. Which, who knows, maybe down the line we might get it sometime, but I mean, whenever I think about that match, you just go to that damn spot. Super kick into the pedigree. Into the pedigree. 1, 2, and a kick out. That probably was the only time I thought the streak was gonna fucking end. Like, again, Brock Lesnar breaks the streak, but that super kick into, just the goosebumps right now. Super kick into the pedigree and a kick out. And that was like, listen here, whenever you go back to Undertaker's matches, whenever somebody hit their finisher, it was always like, hey, oh my God, I'm out of energy. I'm trying to roll over. No. This spot here was clean as fuck. Super kick into the pedigree. Clean. 1, 2, and a kick out. Dude, that spot alone would always hold in my mind. I mean, like, that is one of the best spots ever, man. Just that match alone, I mean, it was, again, there was like hardly any, there was like, what, a spot of blood where Choice's eye got busted a little bit, but just those two men, I mean, literally, I mean, that match was amazing, people. I mean, I might go back and watch it later on next week, but super kick into the pedigree. Oh my god, people. But great match overall. I mean, storytelling the match. I think Jim Ross came back to commentate on the match. He did. Yeah, he did come back and commentate. Remember, he took that longest time to get down to the ring. He did commentate. Wow. This was back then when Vince McMahon only built up two mega matches, and that was it. So around WrestleMania 28 is when you had your 2 mega matches, and that was it for Mania. Which it really was. WrestleMania 28, go back and watch it. I mean, it was literally a 2-match show. It was Rock, Cena, Undertaker, Michaels. Oh, you did have CM Punk versus Chris Jericho. Another honorable mention match. It was an honorable mention match, but wow, yeah, Michaels, referee, Triple H, Undertaker. I mean, damn it, fucking Brock Lesnar. But this was a good match. It was a good match. Good match. Number 4. This is not the best technical wrestling match ever. This is literally all about the crowd. And you probably got some problem where I'm going. This is all about the crowd. Sky Dome. That's all you need to know, people. If you don't know what I mean talking about right now, you need to go back and watch your wrestling history. Sky Dome. Rock, Hogan. Now, this is, for example, where Roman Reigns needed to, back in the day, to adapt. The Rock walks in as a babyface. Okay? Listen to me here. Hulk Hogan walks in. This is NWO Hulk Hogan. Again, the guy who ran a truck into the ambulance. Beat The Rock with a lead pipe. Stuff like that. Again, you hear that, people? Babyface Rock, heel Hulk Hogan. Walking into the Sky Dome. Booked that way. The match is about to start. You hear everybody chanting for Hogan. Again, the bad guy. They're chanting for Hogan. The Rock's like, but I'm the babyface. What are you guys doing? So The Rock literally said, screw that. All right, you want me to be the bad guy? I will be the bad guy. So The Rock pretty much played the heel of the match. Hulk Hogan played the babyface. Dude, the crowd, this is where, again, poor Triple H and Chris Jericho had to follow this as the main event for WrestleMania 18. Hogan versus The Rock should have been the main event. I don't know why they had, again, Triple H versus Chris Jericho was the main event, but they had to follow that match. Again, it's not the greatest technical wrestling match, but just the crowd alone. Okay, put it this way. Remember Roman Reigns got booed at the night after WrestleMania 33? Picture that crowd atmosphere, but for Hogan versus Rock. Non-stop match. That's what you got. Again, wow, that crowd is ridiculous. I literally go back to WrestleMania 18 just to watch that. And actually the intro. Because the intro for WrestleMania 18 was really damn good, too. It was really damn good. Number 3 on my list. TLC match, WrestleMania 17. Any more else you want to say? TLC match, WrestleMania 17. Dudleys, Hardys, Edge and Christian. That's the only thing I didn't like about this, man. Edge and Christian won every TLC match. Like, damn, Vince, you couldn't give the Dudleys or the Hardys a fucking win? No. But Edge and Christian won every single TLC match. But, listen here. This was the best match at WrestleMania 17. And don't at me either, people. This was the best match at WrestleMania 17. This is why I don't like... I mean, it's not... In The Rock and Austin tried, but you couldn't follow TLC. Undertaker, Triple H tried. You couldn't follow this. Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon probably was close, but they couldn't follow it either. Oh my gosh, man. Jesus Christ. Just go back and watch that match. TLC match, WrestleMania 17, Douglas Hardy's Edge and Christian. If you have not watched it, go do your homework and watch that match. Now, people, I'm sorry, but the last 2 matches, this is why he's called Mr. WrestleMania for a reason, people. Listen, some people don't give this match enough love, and I love this match. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 21. This is, to me, I know some people like Lesnar versus Angle, but I don't know what it was with Lesnar versus Angle. I just couldn't get into it. Maybe because Brock Lesnar throughout the year kept freaking trying to beat Kurt Angle, and I just like never got into it. I don't know what it was about that match. I don't know what it was, but to me, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21. I mean, Jesus, Kurt Angle's best WrestleMania match ever. Don't at me either, people. It is. Mr. WrestleMania. This is back then when you had the brand split, and it was really a brand split where you went to other person's brands. Like, hey, you want to challenge me? All right, I challenge you. No problem, bro. This literally from WrestleMania. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Yes. Started WrestleMania 20. You had Kane and Undertaker. 21, you had Michaels, Kurt Angle. 22, I don't think there was a brand split match at WrestleMania 22. No, not really. 23, you had the Bobby Lashley versus Umaga. 24, god dang, Batista versus Umaga. Ooh. But anyways, Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. A great wrestling match. I mean, great psychology. I mean, just the end of the match. I mean, literally, it felt like he was in the ankle lock for like 8 minutes. Shawn Michaels felt like he was in the ankle lock for 8 minutes, people. Wow. And Kurt Angle won. Shawn Michaels did the job. Wow, Kurt Angle won. Great match. If you've not watched Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, go watch it. Number 1. I'm sorry, people. If this is not your number 1 WrestleMania match, I don't know. Listen here. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Dude, every year I go back and watch this. Thank God Jim Ross was on commentary, because I couldn't imagine if Michael Cole was on commentary. I'm sorry. If Michael Cole was actually commentating this match, I don't know what would happen to me. But thank God Jim Ross was on commentary for this match. He called the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. Oh my gosh. Listen here, people. If you go back through all the Undertaker streak matches, you get to go back. Again, I'd probably hold Triple H versus Undertaker in Hell in a Cell close second. But if you go through all the Undertaker streak matches, go through all of them, all the streak matches, this here literally is the best streak match too, and the best WrestleMania match, in my opinion, of all time. Jim Ross on commentary, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. 2 of the greatest to ever do it. And it's at WrestleMania. Man. I mean, the spot that I always remember. Michael's caught. 1, 2. And a kick out. I'm having an out-of-body experience. Jim Ross. Oh my God. I mean, just going back and watch that. I mean, every year. I always think, Shawn Michaels is about to win. But no. Dude, I mean, then you have the famous spot of Jimmy Snuka's son, who totally botched catching The Undertaker, when The Undertaker did the dive over the top rope. And he landed literally neck first almost. He barely caught Undertaker a little bit. I'm like, I thought Undertaker broke his fucking neck there, people. Jesus Christ. I mean, super kick out. Last ride, kick out. Choke slam, kick out. Tombstone, kick out. Sweet Chin Music, almost 3. And the crowd was so into it, and this is where another fall. This is why WrestleMania 25. Literally, I go back to watch this match, and funny enough, the second best match on this show is Chris Jericho versus Ricky Dragon Steamboat. And unfortunately, John Cena, Big Show and Edge, then Triple H and Randy Orton had to follow this. And the show literally just took a crap after that. This is why back then when Undertaker was wrestling, the streak should have been the main event. I don't care what anybody says. Go back through some of these WrestleManias. For example, they learned a lesson at WrestleMania 26. WrestleMania 27, what was the best match on that show? Undertaker, Triple H. No doubtingly. You go to WrestleMania 28. The only reason why, because you have The Rock. So I let that slide because you have The Rock. But WrestleMania 29, I'm sorry. CM Punk, Undertaker, best match on that show. WrestleMania 30, unfortunately, Undertaker had a concussion. That took him out of the match. You know what I'm saying? WrestleMania 31. WrestleMania 31 is very debatable. Triple H vs. Sting was not a bad match. Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins was good too, but Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker was okay. But back then, Undertaker always should have been the main event. I don't care what anybody says. The streak was the main attraction. If you've never seen Michaels vs. Undertaker WrestleMania 25, please go watch it. Please go watch the match. Please. For me and you, and come back and tell me that this is not the best match in WrestleMania history ever. Go back and watch it, please. This is my list, people. You can comment down below. Give me your opinion. Do you like my top 10 list? Is there a match that you're saying, whoa, why was that match not on your list, James? Go back and tell me. Don't forget to like, comment down below, subscribe, and also go back and check I've got the Avengers trailer, the reactions up on the channel. Bunch of stuff's on the channel today. Also, I did a video on Vince McMahon still does not have a set match for the main event at WrestleMania 35. I tell you guys whose fault that is, and I tell you what match right now should be the closing match for WrestleMania 35. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow for some more videos, some more news and rumors, and have a blessed and safe night.